we shall go over here to this gentleman, Thomas. Thomas, you were another group, weren't you? In fact, you were a group who had a hit in the States, the Ivies.
Yes, we were. We had a record out called Maybe Tomorrow in America, which got extensively plugged and went to about number 30, and we were all very happy about that. You know?
Can you explain the word extensively, please, to the audience?
It means
largely.
A lot of plugs, yeah, a lot. And yeah, it went to about number 30 and sold a lot of records and put a bit of money in our pockets, you know. And then we were at Apple for about a year after that, doing tracks for an LP and whatnot, but not really actually coming out, beg your pardon, coming out with the single, you know. So this Magic Christian came along, and Paul was asked to write the music initially for it, and he got as far as writing the title track for it, and he came to us and said if you could do a good version of this, we could offer it to the film company and see if they liked it, you know.
The film company being?
Commonwealth United.
Of course. They, in fact, are, after the success of this Magic Christian film in England, they are making another one. They are offering you sort of the musical part in another film, right?
Yeah, it's a film called Freelance. It's about an English con man, you know. It's a very English story again, about what happens to people who aren't very nice and people who are naughty, you know, where they end up, you know, beat up and things like that, you know.
Well, with such a tremendous start to your career of having sort of Paul, I mean, that name alone behind you, producing and everything, do you think you're going to have a heck of a lot of work on your hands now?
Well, it's a nice way to be, working all the time, you know, because you can get very bored and very depressed if you don't work.
Are you writing more material now yourselves?
Yeah, well, we don't have the time. I've just been out to buy a small tape recorder now, so we can write songs in the van and things like that when we're on our way to gigs, you know.
Most songs do seem to come out on the back of buses, you know, and taxis and things like that. So what are your plans for the future? Do you like doing sort of film soundtrack stuff?
That's really where we're trying to direct our energies. If we can get other offers, it would be really great, because it's a sort of a career, you know, more than just being a pop group who's had one hit. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of interest in one of the other numbers in the film, which might conceivably be released as a single. But the main thing is that this film has had such a fantastic success in England, and we hope that you good people in America are going to see it soon, because it's really a gas, and it's a typical sort of English way of life. Not that everybody can be bribed, but there you go. It's a lovely film. And of course there's a new film as well, Freelance, which will be coming out soon.
Peter Sellers with his electric toothbrush, and I know they're very sort of ordinary in America, but in England, the electric toothbrush is something else. Yeah, and you see him get out of his Rolls Royce, and he walks across the same bridge, and he sees Ringo on the bridge feeding the ducks, and he goes to him. It's all silent this while the song's being played, you know. Yeah. And Peter Sellers talks to Ringo, and then Ringo doesn't like it. He thinks he's some sort of like naughty gentleman, you know. So Ringo runs away from him. And in the end, anyway, Peter Sellers adopts Ringo for his son, you know, because he can't have any children. And then the film goes on to say like how Peter Sellers can exploit the fact that people can be bought, as Pete said before, you know.
You've got an album out from the film?
Yeah. It's called Magic Christian Music.
And are the people here in America going to hear this album?
Well, yeah, if they buy it.
Right, that's a bit of Liverpool humour. So, in finalising the discussion with Badfinger here, tremendous lads, I'd like to say that, to use a bit of a pun anyway, there's a good piece of action coming your way, and if you want it, come and get it, kids.
Oh, yeah. Yay!